What is up, YouTube? It's Frank with What's the Point EDC, and it has been a while, so I gotta bring some heat. How about the Spyderco Gayle Bradley 2? This thing is fire. I had no idea it existed, and I'm glad to know about it. We're gonna talk about this thing, and I'm gonna tell you what I think about it, and what the materials are. So let's just jump straight into it. You guys know how it is here. So we got CPM M4 steel. I don't know what HRC Spyderco is running it at, but it has a hollow grind and a nice swedge. Look at that hollow. This thing should cut real good. It's got a nice, good geometry, good fine tip. Check that thing out. It's got a dual belt satin finish on it. Dang, it's just a good looking knife all the way around the board. Got nice micarta. This micarta is, I don't know what to call this. If this is a canvas or if that's a natural micarta, but it really does look good, doesn't it? Look at that patterning on there. That's pretty good. Hopefully you guys are seeing this good. If not, I apologize. I'm not using the same camera that I was using. But you guys know there's no stopping this show. It's going to keep on freaking rolling. So we got 3 barrel spacers right here. So this is, to me, this knife is meant to be hard used in some type of way. This is overbuilt in my opinion. Stainless, and that's in a good way. I mean, stainless liners that are kind of, I don't know, what would you call it? They stand proud, so I guess you can call it like shadow boxed in. It looks really cool. You can feel it in the hand, so I don't know if it's going to be affecting, you know, someone's hand over time of really hard use and bearing down or twisting. But I will let you guys know as soon as I do the hard use testing. I'll post that video, and I'll let you know everything about how it cuts. And speaking of how it cuts, let me just pause for 1 second. I was told that this knife was designed after a competition cutting knife. Now, I don't know anything about a competition cutting knife, but I do know about a competition chopper. So, if anybody knows anything about this knife, let me know. I purposely didn't do any research on it. This is definitely a cool knife, and I should have done some research, but I didn't. Back to materials. We got stainless liners. Hardware looks like T6 right there. That's a T8 pivot. Yeah, liner lock. It's running on washers. You can tell it's running on washers, but the action's freaking snappy though. Now, it's not going to be a guillotine. It's not going to be really drop shut. It's not going to be hydraulic. You got to give a little bit to make this thing close. But the action when it deploys, this got a great detent. This is a really good detent. I don't know anything about the version 1 of this, the Gayle Bradley 1, the original. Like I said, I don't know anything about this one either, but this is a fire knife. And it doesn't have the best action, you know, it really doesn't. But it looks really good, and the action isn't bad. I mean, let's be honest, it's not bad. Slow rolling is fire. Look at that. Pointer finger flicks out good. Middle finger flicks out good. You know, just got to give a little bit to get it to close. But there's one negative. One negative. Lock bar access. Man, look at that. Now, I'm going to tell you what, that is not a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker at all. It does have good jimping, but the jimping kind of makes it a little bit, it's a little aggressive in that tiny little area that you're trying to squeeze your finger into to kind of get up in there. Some people, it might not bother them at all, but for me personally, I do like to have a good bit of lock bar access, but it is not a deal breaker on this knife at all. Now, I will let you guys know how good it cuts as soon as I do the video, and I'm very interested to know because I was told that this was designed after a competition cutter, so I'm kind of interested. All in all, this is a cool knife. I'm not a fan of Spyderco's pocket clips, so we can go ahead and get rid of that. But good thing with that is if you don't like the pocket clip, there is so many aftermarket companies that make stuff for Spydercos, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, let's just go ahead and just do a little size comparison, you know, get you familiar with the size of this knife and the shape. Let's go ahead and do the Spyderco PM2 in Crewwear and micarta, the best edition of the PM2 in my humble opinion. We got the Manix 2 Salt Series in Magna Cut. There we go. Yep. As you can see, it's definitely a full-size knife. We're going to do some specs. Why not? Might as well. Let's just put one more knife up here real quick. How about the Stretch 2 and K390? How about that right there? They're all right about the same size and height and length and thickness. This Mannix is the biggest of them all just because it has the taller handle and taller blade. But yeah, they're all about the same length and all. Let's just go ahead and put these things away real quick. And I'll go ahead and just do some really quick measurements. Oh yeah, and by the way, you guys, look at this stretch too. Oh, it's definitely fidgety. Check that out. Oh yeah, that's definitely a fidgety knife. You can deploy it like this. Look, bam. Hit it with, see this? Hit it with the little wrist action. Shit, tell me that thing ain't fidgety. Say what? Anyway, I'm gonna keep on talking about this Gayle Bradley too real quick. Let's go ahead and get the this tape measure out. Gotta reach all the way across the freaking counter to get it. Okay, what do we got here? We got a overall length of 8.5 inches. Handle length is gonna be, oh shit, what is that? 4 3/4, give or take a little bit. Blade length is gonna be, come on now, damn it. Oh, this thing is screaming sharp too, by the way. 3.5 inch cutting edge. Blade length, I guess, full blade length if you want it. 3 3/4. I guess you can call it that, give or take a little bit. I'm not a carpenter. So we all want to know, will this cut paper? Is it sharp enough to cut paper? Let's find out. We got that nice thin stuff right here. Yeah. What the? That was a major fail, wasn't it? I mean, it's definitely sharp. There ain't no question about that. That is freaking, yeah, that's pretty good and sharp. Not that you can tell by my cutting skills. But, yeah, it's definitely sharp. So, what all do I think about this knife? That's the question. What do I really think about it? I think that this knife right here, in my opinion, now I haven't hard used it or done any cut testing or anything like that with it. But, in my opinion, this knife is made to do exactly what a knife is made to do, which is cut, which is separate materials. This isn't a very fidgety knife. This isn't going to be something that it's like a straight up fidget monster. You know what I'm saying? It's fidgety in its own right. But what I mean is, you guys know what I'm saying. If you know, you know. If not, you'll learn. I can tell you right now, this is going to be a good cutter. There's no doubt in my mind. Spyderco makes awesome knives. They make a knife do what the knife was designed to do. Oh, there's something so nice about a good hollow ground knife. I can't wait to use this thing, put it through its paces, tell you guys how it feels, you know, what my thoughts are, good tip action on it, you know what I'm saying? It should be good to go. I'm definitely a fan of a lot of Spyderco's knives. Everything that I've tested of Spyderco so far has been solid. I haven't had an issue out of a single Spyderco knife yet. And I don't anticipate anything, but you never know what the future holds. That's kind of how life goes, right? Before we go, let me just go ahead and shout out Timbo437 for sending this in. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have these fire knives to show you guys and to test and to enjoy. So big shout out to him. I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description. Check him out on Instagram as well. Solid dude. I appreciate everybody who supports the channel. You guys are freaking awesome. Without you guys, there is no What's the Point EDC. And that's a fact. I've said that a lot of times, and I'll continue to say it because it is the truth. You guys are what makes the channel what the channel is, and I appreciate every single one of you. And you know, I'm going to say the last thing. If you're an addict, never quit quitting. Stay strong and live long. If you're struggling with bad thoughts, reach out and talk to somebody. It is okay to talk. Never quit quitting and never give up. You see me playing with this thing like I'm a freaking ninja.